What's up, my fellow Cybertronians? Welcome back to this channel. I am actually still alive, but anyways, today we'll finally be taking a look at Studio Series 86 Leader Class Megatron. Now, this figure is just amazing. Like, I can tell you with a straight face that this figure is the best mainline Megatron that we're gonna get. Alright, I know it turns into a tank, but there's a train outside, but he comes with himself in his gun mode, so there you have that. And he can be held by anyone, but it mostly fits with Starscream. But I still see people saying, oh, he doesn't turn into a gun, oh my god, Hasbro's not breaking the law, oh. And then to that I say, please be quiet. Pew. Now, this tank mode, it's alright. Like a good body and a bad turret, it just makes an alright tank mode. Because the turret does this. Rotates at a weird axis. And it can't look up unless you do that, but then it rotates at even more of a weird angle. However, can do this. Which, okay, but who cares? Now, like, sometimes this foot doesn't want to stay in. Alright, but, like, it's staying in now, so it's fine. He has those little plastic wheels, has 3 of them, so he rolls exceptionally well, as all rolling things do. Now I have narrowed down the size comparisons, so it's gonna be a little more consistent. But anyways, I have no Megatrons to compare this to, and I don't have 86 Optimus Prime, so I'll just have to show all 4 of my Optimus Primes. And Michael, no wait, there's only 2 that I gotta show. So here he is with real Leader Class Optimus Prime, and who got their voice module broken by this dude, Bumblebee, and Mumblebee, who got done dirty by Sentinel, Ironhide, and last but not least, the Transformers figure of pain and anguish, aka Drift. Now that's about it for the tank mode, so let's get down to transformation. Gonna have to zoom in. So first, just take off the little back cannon that he has. And also, I like how the gun here stores, because usually with tanks in real life, there would be a little machine gun on top of the turret, and this is just that. I absolutely love how they done that. Take off the little sword that he has. Split the arms. And take off the cannon. The ion blast. No, not the ion blast. The, what was it called? The fusion cannon. I know what it's called, but I forgot for a few seconds. Now, anyways, take this little flap. It's on 2 tight ratchet joints. And just bring it up like that. And that's the ion blaster prep. No, not the ion. I keep on, like, I want to call it the ion blaster. This is not the ion blaster. That's Optimus Prime's weapon. This is the fusion cannon. I really am an idiot, aren't I? Now, anyways, rotate the turret around, and no, actually, don't do that yet. Just separate the treads from the actual body. Put this down. You can't see that, but like you want to flip this down. Open open this, bring this in, close it up. It's the same thing on the other side, however it's a little less stubborn. And then fold, and just make sure this tabs in to like make that connection solid. Then move the turret out the way, bring this up. Alright. Fold, no, not that. Fold up the toe, untab the foot, and just bring this whole assembly and rotate it inwards. Like, might I remind you that this used to be the side of the tank. This used to be the tank treads. Now, anyways, I gotta come back to the footage and make sure y'all can see this. But just bring this over, tab it in, and just bring the foot in. That's one leg done. Second verse, just like the first. And in case you didn't see it, there's a port here and a tab here. You should just you should make sure that that actually tabs in. And there you go. So now you should have this. Now let's move on to the torso. Fold this little panel in, bring it down, bring up the head, just do that, and this is how it should look. Now bring up the torso, just like that, tab, and then bring up the belly button area, and then tap that, and rotate the waist around, tab the legs from the side skirts, bring down the legs, like that, then bring the side skirts to the sides, move them down, and now we're on the home stretch. Now, and now separate the arms like that. Rotate the arms facing so that they face backwards, and rotate the whole assembly. And now you can do it. You can just like do this, fold and fold. That makes up the back. Now just shimmy the arms in, then shimmy the arms in like that. Rotate the bicep so that the joint is facing the front. And this is actually really cool because instead of using an arm slider, it does this. So open up the arm, fold out the wrist halfway, and rotate these flaps, and now you can fold out the wrist all the way, and you just close up something's not right. Then you just close up the arm. That is actually really cool because that means that there's still space for the wrist for the hand to go into, and you know, you're not using a slider. Now it should be the same on this side. Open it up, fold out the hand halfway, rotate these panels, fold it out all the way, and close it up. And here you are. Oh, not yet, not yet. You want to take the fusion cannon from earlier, and you see that little port, that'll go, this tab right here will go into that. So just like that, and then onto the back. Take the little back cannon and tap it onto the one onto the port on the right. Don't do it on the left. And just fold it up. And here you have Megatron in his robot mode. He looks sick. He looks absolutely epic. Now, let's get into the articulation, because it's a little better than Optimus Prime's, and I just gotta bring the sound up. Now we can get into the articulation, because it's a little wilder than Optimus Prime's. Apparently, it's similar to ss86 Prime, but I wouldn't know that since it's 90 pounds, and I'm not getting commanders. Alright, so head is on a tight ball joint, so you get a little bit of tilt. Left and right, can't go all the way around actually. And then you get a little bit of up and practically no down. However, if you use the transformation joint, you can get a whole lot more down and a little more up. Nice. Shoulders can rotate a full 360. Arms can go out that far. And you do get a little bit of a butterfly joint. However, pull it out for even more of a forward butterfly and a little more of a backwards one. And I'm gonna have to hold in the shoulder for this because the bicep swivel is tighter than the butterfly joint. This is what happens if you don't hold in the shoulder. Wow, this is so fun. I'm gonna rotate the bicep. No! So yeah, that's just gonna happen. And yeah, you do get a bicep swivel. A little over 90-degree elbow bend. Then, as you saw from earlier, the wrist is on a ball joint. However, it basically acts like a swivel. And you're gonna have to do some mad zoom in for this. You get a hinge joint at the index finger, and a hinge joint at the rest of his fingers. So yeah, you get the 3-finger trigger finger split. Fortunately, the thumb can't move, but that's so he can hold stuff, so I can understand that. Now, they had to include the side skirts because it's an iconic part of Megatron. However, if you don't like them, you can move them back. Now, he has a waist swivel, can't go all the way. It's been a while since I got a leader class that has a waist swivel. So yeah, and then of course the hip skirts can move out, and hips can go forward, well, over 90, and they can go back, drop over 90, and you get a beautiful spread. Get a thigh swivel. Thigh swivel like that. A touch over 90-degree knee bend. And then get an up and a down at the ankle. And you get a godly pivot. So, I hope it's evident that the posability on this guy is just amazing. It's just stellar. So, yeah. It's like Optimus Prime's, apparently. However, it's less limited. I might miss some joints. Actually, this is on a swivel. This can swivel if you want, and you can go back, and just like that. So yeah, let me actually get him into a pose right now. Wait, I realized I can't do that without the accessories. Y'all, the gun went onto the floor. But yeah, he has accessories. First off, he has his little sword that he uses in the 1986 movie. So we'll just zoom in on this. Like that, just simply open up the hands and just put in the. It's a little difficult to do. Just put in the sword. I hope that doesn't cause stress over time, since this is actually like a really great figure that I don't want to break. Even. Oh, well, that's fun. It's the exact same thing for his gun mode. You just like put it in his hand and then just wrap the fingers around. And yeah. Pew pew. This is just confusing me. Like, how am I holding myself? So yeah, he is get out of frame. He is very poseable, and you could tell that from the articulation. Now, anyways, it's time for size comparisons. Optimus Prime, and yes, I know I tried to tighten up the ab crunch, and it just squirted everywhere. But yeah, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Bumblebee, Ironhide, and the Transformers figure of pain and anguish. So overall, this figure is really great. Unfortunately, no ratchet joints for the articulation, but I'm fine with that. This figure, like, if it weren't for the less than imperfect tank mode and the really loose knees, I would give this figure my highest score. However, it has those problems, so it just shies away, and also it parts forms. But like, it's really plain. Like, what's kibble? But I would give this figure a 9.1 out of 10. That has been my review on Studio Series 86 Megatron, and this is Cybertronian Reviews, signing out. Thanks for watching!